Hey YouTube, Matt here, bringing you this week's profile. This week I've got the winner's profile, which Sam played Dark Worlds. I built the deck, so I'll be doing the profile. Sam will just be talking over at any point where it's important. So, obviously I was playing Derps. Just wanted to cause rage.
Yep.
So, we have 3 Grapha.
Best recurring boss in the game, don't care what anyone says.
Yup. The 3 Snow.
Some of the best search power in the game, starts the engine off, searches for combo pieces.
3 Brow.
Other than being a tour guide target, simple draw engine. I might have played 2 of them, but need more numbers of Dark Worlds in it.
Need 3. Especially in this build, because the last Derp World is the single beige. There's no silvers in this, because it was based on one that recently topped one of the ARG events. And to be fair, when I've played the silvers, they kind of have got in the way, and there's not needed, because it's just, you want a turbo into Grapha. Sure, the silver's an extra Eve target or an Irad target. No, that's the same thing. Irad or Deck Devi target. But yeah, you can get to, if you can get to the Graphas quick enough, it really doesn't matter. I still want to kind of experiment with 2 of these, because this can be your way to get into double Grapha and then get into your rank 8s. Then other monsters in the deck, just 3 Torslot. The deck, it was based on, only ran 2 of these, but it also ran 3 CCD. I could have ran the 3 CCD, but just didn't want to. I decided to push this up to 3 because I find the main play to be the Levy play, getting a banished snow back, bounce the snow back to hand, getting your Grapha back. And it's just a really strong play, gets your snow back for any searching that may need to occur if you draw into another monster that you can use for your Grapha. So that's it for the monsters.
I'd agree exactly with what Matt said at that point.
For the spells, we've got some staples, 1 Dark Hole, 1 MST. I thought there was 2 in here, apparently not. 1 Foolish, gets whatever you want to the grave, get the Graphas to the grave, get the Snow to the grave to pull off the Levy play, just way too strong. 1 Kaiser Colosseum. This was kind of a tech because I've been trying this out in Constellas and it was amazing. For me, and probably for most people, Dark Worlds is Grapha, 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 Grapha. You have 1 Grapha, you have this. You win. I would have liked to have run 2, but I currently only own 1 because Sam found 1 through his millions of commons. So I'll be getting another one of these, trying 2 in both Constellas and if I play Dark Worlds again.
Yeah, I would agree. For me, it was one of the best cards of the day when I drew it. It helped out in the final in the first couple of turns, but then I had to change my plays to try and get around what he had. So it became kind of redundant, but stalling people for a couple of turns with it can still help a lot as well.
And even in the situations where Sam had 2 monsters out, this was still strong. Especially for the Gear player in the final, they need to spam the field to do anything. So reducing them just to 2 still stalls them a lot.
And again, stops their OTK plays if they were planning to go into them.
Just stupidly strong. Then we've got the more generic Dark World spells, 3 dealings. Your spell and discard one of the draw and discard outlets, just way too strong. Then the 3 gates, similar thing.
Yep.
Then only 2 drag down. 2 is enough. I don't know how often you got it off because I wasn't really paying attention to drag downs, but 3, when I last played it, was a little cloggy, so going at 2 was fine.
I think I only saw it once the whole day. I can't remember what it was against, but...
I know you saw this one.
Yeah.
As I remember saying.
It helped giving me the knowledge of the opponent's hand, but I was already at the point I could play around anything that they had, if that makes sense.
A lot of the time, that's actually the most important factor of it. Being able to see your opponent's hand is way too OP. Then we've got 3 Upstart, and then straight after those, 3 Reckless. Yes, I ho-burned it, so what? It's Dark World Turbo. It's not even the first time this has been done. This was done before ho-burning, really. So it's just get into what you want quickly. This deck only runs 13 monsters, so yeah, you just want to get to them as quickly as possible. Except when Sam plays it and often draws 3 Snow.
Yep, over the day, I think I had 3 Snow in hand once. I think I had 3 Brow in hand once.
Never had 3 Grapha, unfortunately.
And I think I had 3 Snow. I had 3 of everything apart from Greffers at some point throughout the whole day.
Yeah. Then the more general traps. the single solemn,
Good.
the single TT,
Good.
single bottomless,
Good.
double mirror,
My preference of playing it, double mirror.
double chain,
Yep. Plenty of stall.
and then another MVP of the day, double skill drain.
Broken the Funny, one of the funniest moments in a final that I've had.
Yeah. And that's it for the main deck.
Yep.
The side deck's a bit randy, so I'm just going to go over it quickly. It was just what was left over in the deck box when I was building it, because I built it the night before, and I told Sam he had 2 spots, because he was actually playing this blind, so he dumped 2 safe zone in. So, 1 emptiness, couldn't find the space in the main, so I thought I'd just put it in the side. This should be 3 rivalry.
No, there's only 2 rivalry.
Only 2? I thought it was 3. Okay. 2 rivalry, yeah, they were left over from the last side deck. Considering what happened at that locals, these will probably go because they wouldn't have been good in any match at all.
Yep, I didn't go into them at all, didn't see the point in it.
2 light mirrors for Bujins or Stellas, because there is a couple of those knocking about. He never went into these either.
Didn't see them, yep.
3rd drag down. This was there just because I've got the old art one, so really this is not even supposed to be in the side, but it ended up in the side. The 1 MST, which was supposed to be the 3rd MST, not the 2nd.
Yep.
Deck Devi, I don't believe you went into that.
I was planning to go into it, but then I thought it doesn't hit enough in spellbooks or gear guides for it to be prevalent enough.
Then the 1 Eve.
Broken against spellbooks, Rector's Day near enough.
Yep. 2 Fossil Diner.
I didn't go into them. I didn't really like the theory map put behind them. I understand that it's a good card, but it can also wreck your own field in the same kind of plays.
For me, Grapha being OP, effectively you TT your own thing, Grapha comes back. You Fossil Diner your own thing, it comes back.
Apart from Fossil Diner's probably still going to be faced upon the field, and Grapha can't be special summoned, so that's the logic I put behind it and why I didn't bother to put it in.
Meh. 2 Randy from Sam, just because he didn't know what the deck was.
Yep.
And then 2 System Down. Did you even side those against Giga?
I sided them against
Okay,
Giga.
well, you didn't see them.
I didn't see them.
That's it for the Randy side deck. Then for the extra deck, which is pretty irrelevant, I'd say, other than 2 cards. So, Missouri them, it was a thing.
Didn't go into it, didn't need to.
Zen Mayans.
I think I went into it 2 or 3 times when I opened the tour guide. It's a standard first turn play, sit behind that for a couple of turns.
Yep. Then, most important card, Levy. All day levies.
Yep. Just get the plays, bring the banished monsters back, bounce them back to hand with Grapha, extra units of draw power and whatnot.
1 Leviathan. I think you did go into this once, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think that was going turn 3, turn 4, so I actually could go on the offensive with it.
Yeah. Acid Golem for Beat Stick.
I was going to use that in the final because I had the 2 skill drains set, so I thought I was safe that kind of route, but then I think he Fiendish Chained or Veilered the tour guide.
The only 3 that I would really like to get for this deck would be an Alucard, but we don't have one at the moment.
Oh, we have one incoming, though.
That's true. Rank 4s, you don't really need them that much, so there's only the couple here that was just lying about, so yeah, Maestroke and DDW.
I personally love Maestroke. I still think it's one of the better rank 4s that we have that are cheap.
Yeah. And then, just because you've got 3 Graphas at 8, there's a couple of rank 8s. 1 Heliopus just for some extra spot destruction, and 1 Tachyon Dragon.
The Heliopolis was really quite good today because 2 Greffers, and I had 2 Greffers on the field, but I think they had 4 back row down, so I thought it's still risky just in case it was a D prison or a Mirror Force that would stun me for a turn or 2. So I went into the Heliopolis, tributed the Heliopolis and a Leviair that I had on the field, and 1 card in hand, so I popped 3 back row, so I had safe passage through for the attack near enough, and then 1 more back row.
That's only 10 extra deck.
Is there?
Yeah. It just literally didn't get filled. So stuff that I'd add to this, I'd add like a Felgrand, some other Randy rank 3s, maybe another rank 4, but yeah, you don't need your extra deck. Grapha is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll just get these out. Why I'm making a pyramid, I don't know. So, to go over the matchups for the day,
Half of these I won't remember.
the first match was against Six Sams.
I would have thought they would have had a good matchup against me, but they were playing a weird combination using the Mizuho and Shinai combos with Dojo and United. They didn't really get many of the plays off, but...
I don't even think he got a Shia now, did he?
No, he didn't get a Shien out.
But he got game 2 because you drew bad and he got a lot on the field.
Yeah.
That's about what I remember for that. Round 2 was against Louis playing Insectors.
That was the one that the Insectors that I lost against.
Yeah, that was the loss in Swiss.
I just don't like going against Insectors, and I went against 2 of them today. Granted, the second one was a odd variation of it, which I quite enjoyed going against. It's just they have so much spot destruction, and they're even more annoying than Dark Worlds in my opinion, and that's saying something.
Yeah, Hornet's a bit OP, but Dark Worlds is probably one of the decks that can put up with it just because of the infinite revival of Grapha, but that doesn't make it any easier.
No, because they just pop through your whole field
Yeah.
and put a ton of damage on the turn and plan to do the same next turn if you can't get rid of it all.
Round 3 was against Zombie Insectors.
God, the deck theory is behind it is so amazing. He plays like Summoner Monks to get the Mizuki out, and then he puts 2 Mizukis to grave. Then he protects the Lavavel Chain for a turn and puts the Hornet to grave. Starts playing all of his combos. Then he plays Zombie World, banish the Mizuki, get the Insectors back to the field and do the whole combo again. I think it's a really amazing theory. If I actually had the cards for it, I would play it in my own special way as well.
Where did he end up, Jake? I don't know what he would have been after Swiss, but round 4 he was 1-3. No, that would have been 1-2.
So did he win or lose the last game, or don't you know?
Oh no, I do know because I ticked it, idiot. Yeah, he ended up 2-2.
But yeah, I really like his deck theory.
So, round 4 was against Dragoonity Ruler, and that was Lucas, wasn't it?
Yeah, that would
Must
have been
have been.
Lucas, yeah. Interesting matchup. He didn't go the first turn Stardust play like I expected him to, because Stardust against this, yes, it's a solid first turn, but he just seemed to stall, and then near the end of the game, bottomless on the Red Dogs, he had nothing else left to play. I think I slowly ground down his hand in both games, and then ground out the Dragons in the grave after that.
Cutting to top 8, he went against Louis again, playing Insectors.
That brings me to another point against the Insectors against Louis. In Swiss, he got Soul Drain, so only the 1 copy of the MST in the main hurt at that point.
Yeah.
Because I had no way to get round, because I don't have Grepha's effect to pop it. I can't get Grepha back to the field.
And the fact that it was Soul Drain turn 1 is just fuck.
Yeah, whilst in top 8 he didn't get that. I got all my standard plays off. I managed to burn through his back row and his monsters.
I believe it was a 2-0?
It was a 2-0, yeah.
Moving on to top 4, it was Spellbooks against Michael.
So you've already seen this. It's quite fun against Spellbooks. Erad game 2. Slow, grindy game 1, kind of.
Yeah. And then the final against Charlie, playing Karakuri Giga.
See, this is where I played quite weirdly, because I thought he was playing Boojins, and I thought...
Because I failed.
Yeah, I thought he was playing Boojins the whole day. But he wasn't, he was playing the Gear Gaia, so me getting the first turn, Kaiser Coliseum, was really good. And then... double skill drain, broken game is broken.
Yeah. Okay, that about covers it. So if you haven't seen the semi-final or final from this week, go check those out so you can see the deck in action, and I shall hopefully see you in a few days for the next thing. Bye!
Bye.